Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Elise. Thanks for stopping into my channel, or it's good to see you again, whichever it may be. I felt like doing a reading vlog this week because I have quite a few books that I want to try and finish and get through before the end of April if possible. So it's gonna be a reading heavy week and I thought that would be fun to bring you guys along. I swear that I wear other things because I just realized this is the same jacket that I wore in my last reading vlog that I did, but I promise I wear other things and I promise I don't look like a crazy mess all the time. But I did just get back from spending like a 4-day weekend with my boyfriend. We went to Ren Fair and everything. It was really fun. We're long distance, so whenever we are together, we kind of spend larger swaths of time together. And it's chaotic. Fun, but chaotic, and I'm tired. But yeah, so first things first, I want to finish Olympus Volume 3. It is a graphic novel. We're just gonna do a flash so that I don't spoil anything for you guys, because it's true that if you like flash through graphic novels, they can really spoil it for you, so do not recommend. I love Olympus. I am so ecstatic that it is actually a graphic novel now, because I started reading this series when it was only on Webtoons when I lived in Korea, and it was so popular. I heard about it all the time, and so I remember finally giving it a try, and I think I literally stayed up until like 3 or 4 a.m. on a work night reading as many episodes as were available, and I loved it so much. I followed it until Rachel Smythe took a break, and then now they are graphic novels. So I borrowed this from my library. I actually borrowed the first 3, but this one's due today, so I'm trying to finish it before I go to work and drop it off at the library on the way to work. I love this series so much. It is a Hades Persephone retelling, and the art is just so fun. And I was like giggling earlier at a scene that I was reading because she'll go back and forth between a normal style of emotion, but then sometimes she'll have them be like little, not emojis, but like little kind of chibis, and they just have so much emotion, and it's so funny. There's so much humor in this series. She also talks about some tougher topics. She handles that really well. So there are those triggers, so definitely check the trigger warnings before you read this. But I just love this series so much. I think the next buy one get one half off sale at Barnes & Noble, I'm gonna buy the whole series, because I thought about that the day after that series this year and I was so mad at myself. But I do want to get them for myself because I just love going through them. I could see myself reading and rereading this series a lot. So I love Greek mythology. If you haven't seen this video where I read Greek mythology for a week, that would tell you that I love Greek mythology. Anyway, I'm going to try and zoom through this, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead. Maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Seen it right there.
I just finished Volume 3. I think that where I was in the Webtoon spot is maybe going to be in Volume 4 or maybe even Volume 5, because a lot has still happened in the Webtoon versus this. I mean, there's so many drawings, there's so much art, so it's hard to get as much in one book or one volume. So I don't know what she is actually going to be doing, but with all of the side plots and all of the characters having their own backstories and current stories, honestly, I could see her having enough for several volumes. I'm excited for Volume 4. I believe it comes out in the near future or sometime this year. Technically, she already has a bunch done and created, but they have to format it for the different books and see what looks good on the pages, because obviously scrolling up and down on a phone screen is a lot different than having this layout. Now to go turn them in, I'm sad. I want them for myself, but one day I'll have them for myself one day. It's the next day and I just got off of work. One of my part-time jobs is working at a local library, and we get a lot of donations. You donate however much you want for the books. So I got a few books and I wanted to show you guys before I forgot. The first one I got was Julie and Julia. I have heard a lot of great things and I know they turned this into a movie. It just kind of caught my eye. It says she's nearly 30, trapped in a dead-end job, and decides to cook 524 of Julia Child's legendary master of the art of French cooking recipes in 1 year. So I just feel like that can be really challenging. You can learn a lot about cooking and about yourself, and if you're cooking that much, I feel like you have to share it with people, and I just thought it would be an interesting read. Then we have The Finnish Way, and this is a nonfiction book about kind of why the Finnish people are so happy and how you can incorporate their style of living into your own life. So I thought that would be fun. It's kind of short. I thought a chapter a day here and there would be kind of fun. And then last but not least, this isn't really going to be for like reading necessarily, but I did get a book called Vegetarian. I am not a vegetarian, however, with recent situations with my family, with recent health issues, we have been trying to incorporate a lot more vegetables into our cooking and into our lifestyle. I like that it has a picture for every recipe. Like, I don't necessarily need a picture of how to do the things, but I want a picture of how the dish looks. They look so good. I'm very excited to try some of these recipes out. I am off to my second job in a few hours, so I'm gonna try and do some more reading of You've Reached Sam. I don't think I've talked about this yet. I was about 20% of the way through You've Reached Sam, and I put it down for a little while to do some other reading and challenges and stuff like that. So I am trying to finish it up before the end of the month. I'm currently on page 129. This book follows Jenny, who at the very beginning of the novel, it opens up and her boyfriend Sam has just died like the week before. And they're both in high school. She misses high school for a week. She doesn't go to any of his funerals or vigils or anything. She just can't. And she kind of gives in and calls him one more time just to hear his voice on voicemail. Except he picks up the phone and she can talk to him. So ensues this journey of her trying to go through her daily life but just wanting to talk to Sam. It's a story of grief and a story of friendship and love and finding your way in life again after something so traumatic happens that just totally changes your future. And look, I was shook. Look at this cover. I love cherry blossoms. I have a cherry blossom tattoo right here on my kind of collarbone area. So I literally, my jaw dropped last night when I saw it. Anyway, I'm gonna go inside and actually do some reading now. So I'll update y'all in a little bit. Into the book pouch she goes. I love my book pouch. I almost forgot, but I have some bookish things that I want to show you guys. I have this one artist that I love and follow. I have gotten a few things from her before, and recently she did a new launch of t-shirts. I love it so much. Slow Bird. I used to hate Slow Bird books because I just wanted them to get together, but honestly, over this past like year and a half, I've really come to appreciate them. And like, how hot is this? Love. Okay, and one more t-shirt for y'all. Wanderlust Book Club. This is so springy and fun. I got the other one in a medium and this one in a large so that I can like tuck it in and like maybe some black pants or some denim shorts or something like that. Look at how pretty these are. These are by Book Babe. She has an Instagram and not an Etsy shop. She like does third-party stuff, and then for certain things she makes it herself and she does like random launches. So this was her spring launch. Love it so much. So yeah, I was really excited about that and wanted to show y'all. Also, my mom is a librarian, and recently in Texas, they did the Teacher Library Association convention in Austin. My mom brought back some bookish goodies for me. She got me a little magnetic bookmark. I don't know if it's gonna focus or not. Guess not. But it's like a magnetic bookmark. And then you like put it over the page. So you can put it like as far out or as far in as you want. I like having it in a little bit more like this so I can put it in my book pouch. See, there it is. And she brought me some ARCs. So she got me some books that she thought I might like, and then I'll probably just give them to the library after I read them. First, we have Ferris Duvall graphic novel ARC, which is cool because I own this book and I've read probably like half of it. I just haven't finished it yet. So that's really cool. Then we have Rhythm and Muse by India Hill Brown. I love this design on the cover, the music. It looks like it's gonna be really interesting. Then we have Rana June and the One and Only Now. She also has headphones on, so I'm also wondering if it's going to be music related. And then we have The Queens of New by E.L. Shen York. No, The Queens of New York by E.L. Shen. Good job, Elise. I'm like loving all of the different representation in these novels. So I'm really excited to check them out and give them a chance. And then she got me stickers. So sweet. It's been a really good week for books, y'all. Guess what day it is? Happy Emily Henry Day. Today is the day that Happy Place releases across the world to us plebeians who don't have access to the ARCs. I'm so excited. Do I know when I'm gonna read it? Absolutely not. I don't. Am I happy that it's a hardback? No, also no. But I want to support our queen and savior, Emily Henry. So I'm gonna buy it. I also have another new release that just came out today that I've been keeping my eye on for forever, and it is Bear With Me Now. It looks so cute and so fun. Did I just do Barnes & Noble vlog and haul? Yes I did. Am I still gonna get the newest Emily Henry book? Yes I am. Let's go spend some more money. Also, does anyone know why they put new books out on Tuesdays? Like, why Tuesdays? Yay! I finished You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao. I have a lot of thoughts. First off, I am glad that I continued and finished it. I think I started this kind of towards the beginning of a reading slump. I almost gave up on it. I'm glad I didn't. However, it wasn't my favorite. I think of this book like a scale. There was a moment that I really liked and it balanced it out, and then something happened that I didn't like, and it just kept going like this the entire time. And I still feel like it's wobbling towards the end. I really like the concept of it. I thought that there was a lot of potential to her being able to talk to her boyfriend on the phone, even though he had passed away and died, as kind of a metaphor of like walking through grief. However, when she was on the phone with him, they talked about the same things over and over again. There were only like one or two conversations that really had much depth to them. The flashbacks did, which were really nice. I liked how the flashbacks were told and kind of like through these recurring dreams. So I really liked that. I thought that people gave her such a hard time for shrinking away instead of like plowing through things after Sam died. I thought that was really unfair of all of the family and friends, and it just seemed like her support group was not that supportive, in my opinion, and they just expected all of these huge things from her a week after her boyfriend of over a year and best friend dies. That just bothered me, and I actually really liked the ending. And then the epilogue happened. I just wish the epilogue hadn't been there. There were some really good qualities to this book. I think this is really great for someone to read who has not necessarily experienced grief themselves, but wants to be able to understand and try and empathize with someone who is experiencing it. I think this is a great first step. However, I do think there was opportunity to dive deeper, but considering the audience, this is a relatively good way to share this story. I just wanted more depth. Honestly, this book could have been 50 pages longer. I will say that everything mentioned ended up having a purpose, and I really liked how that wrapped up, but it was just lacking something. I will say the writing style is not my favorite, and so maybe that's what affected me a lot, because I really like books with metaphors and similes and descriptions that allow for me to use my imagination and that are not fully described. I just like descriptions that allow me to fill in the gaps versus it being told to me directly like a blueprint. So he definitely has blueprint writing, which is totally a personal style and choice. That is totally fine. But it's just not a writing style that speaks to me. But I'm so glad that I finished this. And now on to the next. I have about 20% left of the book Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is my first time reading one of her YA novels. I've heard a lot of great things. I almost finished it the other night, but in Better Than the Movies, she was just at this moment where she's just so upset and distraught and her world is crumbling around her because her and her crush are having a miscommunication about prom. And I couldn't handle it that night. You know what I mean? But so far it's been a really fun, light, fluffy read. If I were to give a rating for the banter alone, it would have a 1000 out of 10. I'm having the funnest time with the banter. It is the best banter. I love it so much. But it is very like young adult YA problems, you know? High school crushes, looking cute, makeovers, you know, but it's fun. It's light. It's a very great spring read for sure. But I'm gonna read a little bit of that and then I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey y'all, it's the next day. Last night I ended up staying up until like maybe 11 or 11:30 and I finished Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. It was really cute. I ended up being really happy with the way that it ended. I know I was kind of complaining about her having issues with prom and I was just like, I did not want to deal with that at that time. She did have some issues surrounding prom, but I feel like prom ended up being not as big of a deal as I had anticipated it was going to be in the story. It was more of like a diving board into deeper issues. I really liked how Liz handled everything and like she knew she was being a brat and like not making the best decisions in that moment and how she grew from that and apologized to her friends. I'm not gonna say what happens exactly, but I was satisfied with the ending and I really liked how everything wrapped up. So I think I'm gonna give that one a 4-star because I love the banter. I really enjoyed the characters. It's definitely light and fluffy, but it does touch on grief a little bit because Liz does lose her mom. So she's kind of going through senior year and like remembering her mom and trying to keep her mom's memory alive throughout her senior year as she's going to these big moments and her struggles with that. So it was light and fluffy, but it did touch into a little bit of a deeper issue. So those are like my favorite combinations. Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. I'm glad I finished it. I am pretty much finished with all of the books I was partially done reading. Now I am currently 24 pages into We Are Okay by Nina LaCure. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I have had a bunch of people mention this book and how much they loved it. It was on my hopefuls or TBR for April, I believe. So I'm trying to get it in today or tomorrow. It's really short. It's only like 230 or so pages. Yeah, 234 pages. So I feel like I can zoom through it, also because it's a YA novel and the line spacing is a little bit, the spacing is a little bit more. There are less words per page than like an adult novel or a fantasy novel or something like that. So hopefully we'll get through this. Honestly, I don't really know what We Are Okay is about. It's very vague with its synopsis. We see that Marin has kind of run away from something. She's suppressing something that happened and trying to escape from it all the way across the world. And then her best friend Mabel comes and she doesn't know if she can keep what happened hidden or tucked away any longer, and she's worried about how she's going to face this. I'll tell you the tagline, and this is what sold it for me. You go through life thinking there's so much you need until you leave with only your phone, your wallet, and a picture of your mother. So that just sealed the deal for me, and then all of these people's just raving reviews about it. On top of that, I was like, I'm gonna read this book. And so far, I'm really enjoying the style of writing. So Marin is just, she is struggling. I learned that I am a tiny piece of a miraculous world. So I am annotating as I go because I just anticipate this being a book that I really love. Anyway, I have to head off to work part 2. I have a handful of part-time jobs while I am in my transition phase. I don't know if I've updated the channel or not, but I have finally decided to pursue my master's in library science. So I'm very excited. It feels like the most right career choice that I've ever contemplated or looked into pursuing. It feels so right, but most libraries, at least in the city, require a master's in library and information science. So I should be starting that in the fall. So the summer is gonna be crazy, crazy working a bunch because I'm a nanny and the boys that I watch will be off for the summer. And then in the fall, I'll be working part-time and starting school. I'm excited, I'm nervous, but I think it's gonna be really great and I'm really excited for it. Off I go. I love how I always start saying goodbye, but then there's always something else to talk about. Me always. Hey friends, it's a few days later. I was actually filming part of this vlog just to keep up to date, and I realized that this whole last segment that I filmed was blurry. I've been having such an issue with my camera not focusing properly. I think I fixed the issue now, but it has caused a lot of frustration recently. Let's talk about We Are Okay by Nina LaCure. I did end up reading a majority of this past weekend, but I didn't really film because it was mine and my boyfriend's anniversary. So we went camping together and just spent some one-on-one time for the two of us. So I didn't really feel like filming during the weekend, but I did finish this book earlier today. So let's chat. This book is so beautifully written. I would also say it's relatively slow paced, which I normally don't like, but I was okay with it. Nina LaCure did such a beautiful job of sprinkling in information and revealing information to us in such a way that left like a trail of breadcrumbs. This is my exact favorite style of writing, where there are some moments that are cut and dry and it's telling you exactly what's happening, and then there are some moments where the language is used in such a way that your imagination can take it and run with it. I did enjoy this book. This is a story of truth, of lies, of betrayal, and of pure unconditional love. Her friend and her friend's family, the unconditional love that they show Marin is beautiful. I won't go into details, but it was really powerful and I loved that so much. I'm so glad that I finally read this and gave this a chance. I completely understand why this is an award winner. I also had filmed a little bit of a haul. I had a second round of used books that I picked up. However, that's also blurry. So you're just gonna have to wait for my next haul video that I do for you guys, and I will tell you all about it then. So I'm so sorry that I messed up filming again, but I think we figured out the situation for the future. So thank you so much for your patience and for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this video, about any of the books that I've read, down in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. I hope you guys are doing well whenever, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, and sending you all the good vibes. Bye everyone.